Okay, so the ASPCA states that there are 6.5 million animals that end up in shelters every year. So that's 3.3 million dogs and 3.2 million cats. And if you think about it, that's millions. Not thousands, not hundreds, but millions. Way too many. So about 2 to 5% of cats entering shelters are reclaimed by their owners, and it's about 30% of dogs. Not that many. Cats, you feel like 2% is nothing. But good news, those millions are steadily on the decline. More and more people every day are becoming aware that there's way too many homeless pets. So I have these sheets. These show where everybody gets their pets from, dogs and cats. I have shelter, friends, breeders, private party, others, and stray. I'll pass them around. While you're all looking at those, there are over 2 million puppies bred each year in puppy mills. And you really wonder how many of those puppy mills end up in shelters that aren't adopted. Like, where do they go? Puppy mills are shipped to stores, can go up to 12 hours without food or water. They might be in tiny metal crates piled on top of each other depending on how far they're going, and they might not be protected from the elements. Hot, cold, if they're shipped in storage containers, it's terrible. If anybody remembers White Marsh, there used to be a puppy store on the second floor. It's no longer there. Where did those puppies come from? Most likely puppy mills. We used to go every weekend as a kid, and those puppies would be there weeks and weeks on end in those metal cages, which is just mean. And the puppy mills really don't care about the well-being of the dog. They really care about the money. I mean, you think about it, breeders, $900 to $2,000 to get a dog. They just want to make the money on the amount of dogs. The ASPCA, on the other hand, does family checks, and they really want a dog or a cat in a home. It will thrive. They actually have a dry erase board over at the Falston Humane Society. You can figure out what dog goes with your home. This dog can go with this family that has kids, or this dog or cat can go with this family because they have a fence, or what dog does better with other dogs versus no dogs. They really want the dog to go to a home where it'll do very well. So about 50% of you said you adopted your pet, and 50% of you bought from a breeder. But most of you didn't know that each year over 670,000 dogs and 860,000 cats are euthanized. That's ridiculous. These pets are dying because of people's irresponsibility and carelessness of overbreeding, buying from puppy mills, not adopting. But the good news is 1.6 million dogs and 1.6 million cats are adopted each year. We just need to keep this number growing. The more you adopt, you're saving a life. So there's plenty of reasons to adopt. I'm going to give you some of them. The ASPCA gave like a great amount. I'm going to pick out the best ones. Number one, you're saving a life. Not all shelters are kill shelters, but no dog or cat deserves to live in a concrete slab its whole life. It's just not fair. A lot of shelters are overcrowded. Around here, they're always full. You adopt one, that creates room for another one to come in. So the more we adopt, the more room we can keep this turnover rate growing. It costs less. Most shelters combine their adoption costs and then put in a free neuter or spay or microchipping to try to help out, bring people in for buying them. I know Barks and the Humane Society even run specials or waive fees altogether to find these awesome dogs new homes. Barks, I know for a fact, waives their fees at least 3 or 4 times a year because they become so crowded and there's too many dogs coming in. The Humane Society last month for St. Patty's Day did a pot of gold draw. You got to go in, you drew a number, you drew whatever, you got this much off your adoption or you got this thrown in, which is a great incentive to go get dogs or cats. Adopting helps fight the puppy mills. The puppies from puppy mills are housed in poor conditions and don't get the proper medical care like the ones at the Humane Society. The moms at puppy mills used for breeding aren't treated properly, they're overbred, and sometimes they can go their whole life without being a part of a family, which is just wrong. The puppy mills stay in business because people will pay their prices, and we gotta stop it. So most pets in the shelter or housebroken, which everybody knows how much of a pain in the butt it is to try to housebreak your pet or train him in the litter box. So buying a pet that's already been housebroken not only saves your nerves, but it saves your carpet and your floors will thank you. And pets, as all of us know, are great for your health. They've been shown psychologically, emotionally, and physically to help people. And caring for a pet can give you a personal sense of fulfillment and a purpose. And pets help you feel less lonely. I know mine cuddles with me in bed every night. And lastly, you're giving a homeless pet a loving family. So next time you like a pet, think of adoption first.
Thank you.